What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We got a special little Friday afternoon hang for you. We're going to be firing up another Underdog Double Dribble. We got a special guest who'll be joining us here in a second. A couple things just to shout out before we get started. We dropped a fun video yesterday that was just kind of some X factors, if you will, as we head into the fantasy season. Maybe we draft some of those today. And then just a couple of other announcements. So if you're in the Discord, which you can find a link to that in the video, we announced today that we're getting ready for our fall schedule. And a rough outline of what it's going to look like, as you saw in the intro video, we'll be doing the NBA bit Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That will be happening every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. The 89 Cavs is returning for, I think we're on season 4 of that. The 89 Cavs will be back. That'll be Wednesday night at 7 with our guys Justin and Steve. That's starting next week as well. And then we had some YouTube members update. So if you are a part of the YouTube membership, we're going to have a couple of things behind the paywall. So one of the SORARE NBA value hunting episodes, we do one that's open to the public. One will be behind the paywall. We'll have live after dark again. And then something that's a little bit new is we're going to be doing the Underdog dailies. We're going to be doing some updating, some ranks and stuff like that, and taking you through that experience. So a little bit different from what we've done in the previous years. I know you guys are used to the Monday through Friday NBA bit, but based on what the schedule was like, we needed to move stuff around. And yeah, Super Carl said, my goodness, who knew Elite Fantasy Hoops was run by the NBA community himself? Yeah, last time we did this show, we were fresh off an Athletic NBA podcast appearance, and today we're fresh off of Bleacher Report sharing something from us. It was a fart joke. I feel like I've put a lot of good comedy out there, but going from Woj Bomb to Windbreaker ended up getting on a Bleacher Report. So there you go. Hey, you never know. But anyways, that's the update. That's what we got going on. But enough of that bullshit. We decided to get the smartest person we knew in the Underdog best ball space and bring on Adam Clev. Clev, what's going on, man? How are we doing?
Welcome myself, really happy to be here. Doing good, man. Chilling.
Yeah, thanks for being down. Just to refresh the people, because I feel like I screw this up every time I bring it up. What was your final your final work last season in the NBA best ball streets? Was it a second place finish?
Yeah, we got a second. It was a Luka LeBron Wemby start.
There we go. That's pretty good.
That
was before because it was the last couple weeks of that best ball season. The Wemby hype went nuts, where he was going from mid third round or in the early 30s to then getting picked as high as I think 12.
Oh wow! See, I didn't even make it that long. I was already done drafting by the time he was up there.
That's smart. That was smart. You got him, and I feel like you did a similar thing this year, right? You're almost donezo with your 150 in the double dribble, right?
Well, what happened is last year there was so much value opening just a couple days that I think my first 10 drafts I advanced.
Wow.
So I was just trying to take advantage of that again this year.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, it did feel like the closing line value on a lot of these guys, it shrunk quickly. I felt like there was a lot of value in that first 2 or 3 weeks, and it felt like ADP caught up pretty fast.
Yeah, definitely this year with guys like Emmanuel Quickly, Josh Giddey flying up as soon as they got traded or people realized they were on again or whatever.
Yeah, we got Nick in the chat saying he's seen you in just about every single round. That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's if people want to jump in one, let's dive into one right now. I'm gonna enter NBA Underdog double dribble. We're gonna draft this one together. So if anybody else would like to join in, you can go for it now. And then what I figured we could do is you can kind of talk me through. Sorry, I have to enter from my phone because my computer pretends it's on a VPN, even though it's not. Wow, and we filled right away, which was incredible. But what I figured what we could do is you could talk us through a little bit before we start picking how you have approached this season. And I know the rules this year have been they're obviously a little bit different than what they were in years past. How has been your approach so far?
Oh wow, this room is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. We got Nick up in here. We see Weisberg. I know you mentioned you had some of your boys coming through. Do you recognize some of these names?
Let's see. I can't even see everybody on my side.
Okay, we got Ryan Gigolo up in here, Underdog Money MIB.
Yeah, that's my boy right there, Inmo.
I see Matty Harrison's here. We got Mambatar, and Mosterdom.
Yeah, I don't even know how to say his name, but he's a good guy.
And we're picking from the 6 hole today. So yeah. Anyways, how have you been kind of attacking this season? Has there been any sort of like specific strategy you've been throwing at it, or any like hot takes?
I'm really happy that we have 4 top candidates now. Anytime you get a top 4 pick, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But kind of just making sure you get your wings. You don't want to get left behind there. And I know TST, I think is his name you had on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about the 3 guards and then stop. I think it's more viable with 3 wings and
then shut it down. Like if you get those like 3 wings off the top.
Yeah, maybe not like your first 3 picks, but even like in the first 5.
What do you think has been like your more consistent or like your more consistent build?
I'd probably get like a guard in the second round. Try to get a elite big in the first if I can't get Giannis.
Yeah.
Or, obviously. Scotty, love Scotty this year.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
take Tatum outright. Don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. That's what I've been actually taking him over, and I know his ADP is flipped, but I've been taking Tatum over Embiid for most of this run, and SGA as well. Do you have a lean? So SGA goes off the board. Would you prefer Tatum, Embiid, AD? Where do you land here?
Honestly, probably Sabonis, but since we're doing this, let's do Tatum.
Oh, do you want Sabonis? I don't have Sabonis, so like if you, I don't
have like any Tatum, so it might be. Let's just go Tatum.
Tatum, okay, all right, we'll throw Tatum in there.
Avoid the whole wing issue.
Talk to me about your Sabonis exposure. I think that is a leak in my game where I am just not clicking him, and I just have a hard time clicking him ahead of guys like Embiid and Anthony Davis, and I know he like goes before them in a lot of situations. So what?
It's definitely just a health. It's a health thing because once you get down to those games, you gotta hope that the Lakers are kind of in the trying to get into better seeding or something like that. If you want to take, and you gotta hope he's healthy. I actually don't have that much Sabonis. Just haven't landed on him much, or Embiid really. I just take Scotty over them almost every time at this point.
That was going to be my next question. Like where you've been putting Scotty Barnes. So you taking Scotty like as early as 7 or 8 here?
Yeah, not with like zero fear in that.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that too. I actually you could talk me into that over Anthony Davis. I keep talking myself into Joel Embiid as much as it hurts because I know he's going to get hurt. I know he's not going to play a full season, but man, like he gives you like a couple of months where it's just like, holy shit. And if he could just stay on the court, even if he still misses like 15 to 20 games, I feel like that would be worth that pick. It's when he starts missing 30 to 40 games where it absolutely murders you.
I mean, there's definitely a storyline where Embiid is there for the underdog playoffs, like maybe same with LeBron and AD where he's trying to get seeding. Maybe something happens to George or something.
Yeah.
And you need Embiid at that point. But I have I think 7% Embiid, and I'm a him now, but in the early running I kind of wasn't. And I have
early on he was going like 5 too, so it was really hard to justify it.
I don't take as much AD now because in the beginning I was just swooping up a lot of AD because I did it last year. It really paid off.
Yep.
And I think I still have like some amount of AD, but I'm not trying to push that button too many times.
Yeah, and that was another one where like if you you see Mambatar got him AD at 9. I like that. Like anywhere between 9 and 12, I'm fine with AD. It's like when it goes before that, it hurts a little bit more.
Yeah. That's the bonus exposure is pretty low. That's kind of why I was talking him up a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe that's why you just were like you wanted to get another one. So would you this next spot we're still say that again?
I like this group of guards right here. Halliburton already went. That's unfortunate. But John Morant, if you look at like how many spike weeks KD had, he had like a 99% spike week rate. It was insane.
Yeah,
his coach this year kind of scares me.
I know that, right? Because he loves those regular season 33-minute caps, right? We battled that with Giannis for 3 or 4 years. I would be very happy if Ja Morant got down to us here, assuming Ryan needs to grab a wing. What do you if Ja is there? Like, what would your next pick be if Ja goes?
Siakam, for the schedule, the playoff schedule, I think is something you really have to factor in this season.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I like last year because you could just kind of draft your guys.
Yeah, you didn't have to think too much about it. You also liked it because you came in second. That was also helpful.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah.
So
definitely.
you prefer Ja here over Siakam?
Yeah.
I really like Ja this year. I'm
we already have Tatum. It's not like we're taking too big of an L at the wing spot already, and that's
right.
what we're out for.
Yeah, I'm excited to be overweight on Ja Morant this year too. I'm like I know I've like year from hell last year with the suspension.
I can tell you, Fak is going to draft Siakam.
Say that again.
I think Fak is going to take Siakam. He's the ETR guy.
Oh, yeah. I kind of want to be pretty even on Siakam and Jaylen Brown. I think like I was very overweight on Siakam for a while. Then I flipped it to try to catch my Jaylen Brown exposure up. But I think I want to be pretty even with those two.
I have like 0 Jaylen Brown. I think I clicked his name once and I felt bad after.
Really?
Yeah, I just with all the guys on the team, sometimes being healthy, sometimes being not, it does open up some opportunity for Brown.
Yeah.
But only like, especially if we take Tatum, I'm not taking Brown.
Right. Yeah. I don't want him in those Tatum lineups, but I do like I like grabbing him when I don't have Tatum. Like if I end up taking a big or a guard in that first round, I don't mind. Like if he's my first wing, I don't hate that.
Okay. I'm just like, for some reason I cannot with Jaylen Brown. I think he should be a 3rd round pick.
Yeah. I mean, I think he would be if the wing scarcity thing wasn't such a big deal, right?
Exactly. I get where everybody's coming from with the Jaylen Brown thing. I get it.
Although the chat's with you. The chat is out on. We got 0 Jaylen Brown from Nick. Unfiltered said he's got no JB. So maybe I'm the fish.
So the guy who's at the 1 hole is he really has to hope some wings come back to him.
That's yeah. I mean, listen, I love Şengün. And I would have liked to have taken him with our next pick, but I don't see the value in starting big. But
yeah, I get you. I've taken Şengün in the early 2nd round quite a few times.
All right,
I think
so we're
like a Giannis, Şengün, LaMelo start. That's my favorite start.
That's pretty nice.
2 other guards for LaMelo because there's just so many in that range, especially. Yeah.
All right, so
the upside is insane.
Yeah, Şengün's upside.
LaMelo.
Oh, LaMelo. Yeah. TST was talking him up quite a bit in our last show on Wednesday. So we're coming up here next. We've got guard and a wing so far. I see we got Steph on the board, Zion, Maxey for the wing position. We got Kawhi, Lowry, Jalen Johnson. Who fancying anybody at this point in the draft?
I like Bam here.
Bam.
I think Fac's going to take him, to be honest, but because that's just what the ETR guys do.
There it is. Bang. Bam off the board. Good call.
Every ETR guy is drafting exactly the same. It's funny.
Yeah.
They're all going to have the same teams come into the...
So no Bam. Where would you prefer to go here?
I would prefer to go wing. Probably Paul George.
Paul George. All right. I have Paul George. Wait, did Paul George go? Oh, no. Paul George there. All right. Here we go. Bang. Paul George.
Yeah.
Way ahead of ADP, though. I like it. 10
spots
I feel like
that's how you get different, honestly.
Yeah.
It's the one way you can really get different without like losing too much value.
Yeah.
A little bit being next to Embiid with how much Embiid's usage is going to be or how high it is. I mean,
right. This is good for me because I feel like I've been drafting so similarly for 30 drafts so far now that it's important to get I just have Paul George and Bam I've moved up recently because I've wanted a little bit more exposure to him, but I do think you're right. Like, go ahead.
Playoff schedule is elite.
Miami's is?
Yeah.
It's
got the extra game over everyone. And
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm done.
No. Have you been targeting any other Heat players outside of Bam?
It's tough. Honestly, I feel like everybody kind of eats into one another with Harrow and Rozier. And then I have Harrow Hawkes.
Yeah.
I don't want to take him in the 80s.
I know the jump on Hawkes is tough. I'll do Hero here and there. And that's really it. That's really it, though.
I have a little bit of Hero. I think Hero goes down a lot, and that gives Rozier the upside.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen when he goes a main ball handler when LaMelo goes down.
That's true. Oh, we got Zach Weisenberg himself in the chat. Good to see you, sir.
Hey. That guy snipes the shit out of me.
Yeah, he's sharp. He's sharp. It's a
Yeah,
problem.
he is. Gotta watch out for that guy.
So I know you were saying you liked last year because you could just like draft and not think about it. Are you like how much did you put the playoffs into your, I don't want to say projections, but like how much did that impact your draft selection?
I know everybody calls it a tiebreaker. It's a little bit more than that for me.
Yeah.
I probably focused on it a lot actually, but I like to cover weeks. Like if I know somebody has a 3-game week, I'll cover it with a 4 pretty quickly. Not my first round pick because I feel like you don't need to do that. I think with like a guy like Luka, you don't have to do any weeks, even maybe the 2-game week, of course. But if he's playing 3 games, he's probably giving you just as much, if not more, than another guard does in 4.
Right, exactly.
So
but I think you're right. When you get into those rounds like 4 through 8, where it's guys you still rely on week in and week out, I think that's when it really starts to matter, those cover weeks.
And there's some guys that pair really well together. Paul George and Miles Bridges cover each other's weeks pretty much, I think, exact. So that would have been nice if he would have made it back.
That's what I was just thinking as I was looking at that.
And it's like obviously the moral issue there always is a thing.
I know, but as the videos we've dropped, I've clicked Kevin Porter Jr. quite a bit.
Oh man, I have way too much KPJ.
Dude, me too, man. Me too. And there's really
none.
You're done?
I'm not clicking them anymore. I have like 20.
Yeah, there's really a run out. Like I'm not even joking. There's a run out where he like doesn't play at all, and we're just like projecting what we think he's going to do. Like that is a real realm of possibilities. But that Clippers roster sucks. Like somebody's going to have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's got to be the backup playmaker. I think ETR is super high on Norm, and I just don't see the upside.
I don't either, man. It doesn't matter who's playing. He's playing 18 to 22 minutes. Like even like. Not more than that, but he doesn't get up to 30 like ever.
He doesn't have the same rebounding prowess he once had.
Yeah,
it's just not there.
You just need him to hit 9 threes. All right,
so if Cade is there when he comes, we gotta just take him if he comes
back.
Cade,
yeah, I love Cade, man. I'm a Cade truther still. I kind of like this start here. So far we're Tatum, Ja, Paul George, and Cade. Which is funny. It feels like we reached for Paul George, but Cade fell to us, so that was like a good. Like
sometimes that makes me upset because I'm trying to get original, and it's like I almost just flip flop in ADP.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But it is what it is. I'll take it.
Yeah,
and I think Cade is undervalued.
I do too. I also think like I just think there's too much Monty Williams stink on that the outlook of that team, and I think that I think it's going to look different this year. I really do.
I think so too. I think new ownership too, or something like that, right?
Yeah, or Trajan Langdon, right? The guy from Dookie. Has there been anybody you've like aggressive? I guess we've talked about it a little bit with Jaylen Brown. I was going to say if you had any other like aggressive fades so far this year.
Yeah. And it's not on purpose. It's just there's always a guy that I like more in that area. It happens to be D Book and Donovan Mitchell. They're great picks. For some reason, I just have not really clicked them. I think I have like 2 shares of each.
I'm right there with you, and it's because of LaMelo. I think it's because of how I feel about LaMelo, Şengün, and Zion, which like those guys all kind of. And I know Zion doesn't feel as great anymore because of that playoff run. And which kills, but I do think the same thing where I'm like, man, I want to get more Book, and I'm like, I can't take Book over him or like, here. I
love double tapping big up top in a lot of drafts too. If
just to be done with it.
Yeah, sometimes I'll throw a third one in like towards the end. Even that's kind of rare.
Yeah, Unfiltered. I'm gonna keep your comments saved. Once we make our next pick, we can talk about that a little bit more. Just. About cover week, but we're about to be on the clock here. I see Giddy's available. We got Triple J, J Dub, Emmanuel Quickly. It looks like
Giddy all 3 of those guys are so good. I think we just take JJJ and
Yeah, I'm with it too. I want some more JJJ exposure. It gives us some big cover. Okay, so Unfiltered was saying, interested about Clev's comments about Miles Bridges and George offset each other's weeks. Do you want to just elaborate on that a little bit?
When one has a 3-game week, the other has a 4, and vice versa.
So it's just based on schedule because the way that Underdog scores, right? It's week to week, and it's
Exactly.
cumulative score. It's not like with SORARE, it's just like the best performance during that time. But this is like throughout it's cumulative, so that's why.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm only talking about the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, you're not worried about that week to week.
Lineup I've done is really, since the schedule has dropped, has been heavily considered in the playoffs.
How did you make a
and now I have no DeJounte since the schedule's released. I have maybe if you fall 45 or something, because you can cover guard really easy, I feel like.
Yeah, you definitely can.
And actually, I kind of wish we had a third wing already.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at because, no regrets on the Ja Morant pick. I do think with that Cade, the only thing, if we went Jimmy Butler instead, we could have gotten another wing. But I still like the upside of Cade. Maybe we can find something here. Let's actually look at some of the wings. Yeah, we're in the cliff mode here, where it's like Michael Porter Jr., Jabari.
I don't touch DJ. I would never.
Yeah, only if he falls below. I know my ranks say differently, but that's not how I'm clicking. Jabari Smith Jr., Denny Avdia, Keegan.
I like Denny. I like the Thompson twins.
Me too. I was just going to ask, how are you fucking around with the Houston Rockets?
Oh, man, it's hard. It's tough. I really want to draft every single guy on the roster, and I really can't draft any.
No, that's really how it feels, right? Where they all seem to have a ton of upside, but
I'm not a Jalen Green truther at all.
No, me neither.
I gotta say, if Jamal Murray falls back to us, I'm probably just gonna say we take him.
All right.
That's kind of, and then maybe we just cut off guard early.
Yeah, I mean, if our 3 guards are Ja, I mean, I know all injury risks, but I do think that Jamal Murray hate's gone a little too far because of the playoff performance. I mean, I felt better when he told me he was hurt,
Yeah, that definitely, exactly. I felt better knowing that he was a little dinged up.
Right, and not just playing poorly.
Damn.
Although now that we might have said that Jamal Murray was a good pick too early.
I love the Ja Morant pick, but if I could take it back, I would go back and do Siakam.
Well, and then, I mean, because if you have a JT Siakam start, like you were talking about earlier, we could go guard and then another wing and then shut the wing position down.
Yeah, and that's my favorite thing to do is just have not a lot of wings, just have wings that actually produce. Because you get in the middle rounds and you have all these bigs and guards who produce, and instead you have to draft Trey Murphy.
Right, and that was kind of, and I know we did it the opposite because we loaded up on guards in the first 3 rounds with that TST draft, but I did like the exercise of doing it where it forces you to just be super different. But I do think you're right. It's probably a little bit more advantageous to get those wings out of the way because of the scarcity in the position, and then you can just fire everywhere else.
Yeah, and then oh man, somebody just fucking drafted Melton. This might get thrown out.
Somebody took, who was there? Was Underdog Money MIV?
The guy who's
he took Brogdon too.
Oh man, that is not ideal.
That sucks.
Damn. Well, in the early drafts, Quickly and Giddey were going super late, and I was drafting them. Yeah, we'll get Denny here for sure.
Yeah, get Denny. I love Denny.
I like his upside, and I think if they move on tomorrow from Jeremiah Grant, Denny is gonna get some good run. He's already 30 minutes.
I'm with you. I like him quite a bit. For
a reason.
Yeah, you're right. You're right too. Where I think he's a fine play if Grant is still there for a little while, but he becomes an elite play if Grant's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they might move on to Simons too. I don't know who's going to take them, but
I love Simons, man. I am a Simons truther. I hope somebody scoops him up. I'm a fan of his.
I was a really big fan. I live in Portland, so
okay.
But and I still draft him. I think he's going to be a great pick for the advancing, but I think he probably won't be there if he's in the playoffs if he's still on the team.
Right.
And In those situations, I think it's completely fine too if you draft him and Scoot or him and Sharp.
That's hell yeah.
I think that's actually an elite thing to do sometimes.
That's what I've
Stack.
been doing.
It's doing it the right way and not doing it too early.
Right. Nick in the chat is trying to give us some hope. He said, let's see how this ends up. If it's just 2 bad picks, we might be okay. All right. So it all depends on it all depends on what Underdog Money MIV does with his 3rd pick. Or this 80th pick, excuse me.
Yeah, that guy might know something we don't. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's plugged in on the Brogdon ceiling.
Yeah, in my first like 20 drafts, I was grabbing Brogdon, but it's only because I was stuck on like what he did last year.
Yeah.
And on my team that won. So
yeah.
Damn it, RJ just went. I was trying not to say anything.
I know I had that in back of my head too. But it's
like
Nick,
my favorite click.
Do you do any of the dailies too, or are you more of just the best ball?
Boy, do I miss the dailies. My girlfriend will get on my head if I start doing dailies again. It took like all my time when I was doing I was rattling off wins like once a week. And I'm like, how can you be mad? This is $5,000.
Yeah.
Like, but she's still mad because I don't know.
The time.
I'm like, New York, I paid for the whole trip. We did a bunch of nice stuff and it was fun. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, my wife's the opposite. She's happy that I got something to do.
That's funny. I wish.
All right. So we're looking at this next one. We've got we're on the clock. We got Kobe White,
Jalen.
Dude, hell yeah. Let's go. Get our second big. Little piston stack.
Yeah, I'm down with it. Hey, that means if Cade is still getting run at that time, Duran should also still be getting run come playoffs.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't. Well, they could tank. They absolutely could tank.
They probably should.
Yeah. I would like to think that they're going to. I think the coaching upgrade is pretty good. If Cade takes a leap, I don't know. Tobias Harris, they get like a professional basketball player on the team now.
Yeah, I have a decent amount of Tobias. I wish I had more, especially when he was going in the 80s. That would have been smart of me to just grab him. He was also on the team that won last year. Or like
really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a huge leak in my game. It's not clicking.
Killian Hayes was on that team.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like I don't know what to do, and I timed out on Killian.
I talked myself into Killian Hayes so many times, man. So many times.
It's just like, oh man, if he could just shoot the ball, but then my guy can't. I think he had like a game where he had like insane stats everywhere, but 0 points.
0 points. It's wild too that he and Ben Simmons are teammates now.
Yeah,
because that is like the same guy. It's the same guy.
It really is. That's funny.
Yeah.
Ben's got a little size on him, but yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like it's a guard version and a forward version. I do think the Tobias thing is a leak of mine, though. Yeah, Nick saying he's his highest known guy. I wish I pulled the trigger more, but I think I have like daily grinding biases against certain players, and Tobias is one of them. And instead of
that's fair. Like you really just drafting him. Damn it, he just took who I wanted, and Mo did.
Asar.
Yeah, that was great.
I love Ausar Thompson. Ausar Thompson's actually a fun one because even if he doesn't grow offensively too much, what he does on the defensive end is enough to like pay off his like draft round, his draft capital. But if he does like grow a little bit offensively, it's just huge. It's a windfall.
And I think anytime you take a guy that has as much upside as him and his brother do, you feel good about it, even if it's later in the season and you have to take him a little bit earlier than you want to. I think all you got to do is get that team there.
Yeah. That's how I feel about when we were talking about the Rockets too a little bit. Like I'm very comfortable drafting Şengün, and then really the only other guy I want to be drafting is Amen Thompson. And I know you're kind of paying a premium on him because we don't really know what his role is going to look like with all of the pieces that the Rockets have. But man, the upside on Amen Thompson is just crazy.
I think Amen is my favorite Houston click besides Şengün. Said, but I also I'm kind of falling back in love with Tari Eason, but it's under the idea that they're going to make a consolidation trade and he's going to go somewhere else.
They have to make a move, right?
Yeah, it kind of feels like they have to. They just have too many guys that need minutes. Maybe that's just like me being wish casting a little bit, but
I know they like Tari Eason too, but They just have too many guys. And Unfiltered saying he's a big Freddie guy. I don't mind Freddie at his price. I think that is his ceiling. Like his price is.
Yeah. I feel like exactly like that. Yeah, I've taken him in the 60s when he falls there, but it's mostly to get original.
Yeah. All right.
I think
So
Simons is probably our next pick for trying to
let's
advance.
go. That's what I was gonna say. Simons, OG Anunoby, you could talk me into as well.
Trey Murphy, I think that Ingram trade is inevitable at this point.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if that is the case, pack my Trey Murphy bags to the moon because that would be huge for him. That would be absolutely massive.
So don't hold on, don't immediately click. Let's
Trey
Murphy or Simons. Who are you thinking?
Dude, I'd rather go Murphy because with our guards,
Murphy.
Yeah,
I think our wings are getting. We're gonna get pretty boxed out pretty soon.
Yeah, and then I feel pretty good about these wings, right? So we have Tatum, Paul George, Denny, Trey Murphy. Like not that we can't draft another one, but I feel comfy with those four. Where the guards like Ja and Cade are going to produce for us week in and week out. And I feel like there's still plenty of guards down here. Like you look at this list, plenty of guards that we can get. Forever. Yeah. I think that was the right move.
I too much Colin Sexton. I couldn't even explain.
I literally had that written down to ask you about when we got to that. Cause when you told me that, I fucking reevaluated everything I was doing. Cause I think I had like one share of Sexton and I was like, what am I missing what's the Colin Sexton thesis?
My thing is like, if he does get close, like just a few more minutes a game, he's already good assist numbers and has a really high scoring potential. He's really is the thing, and I'm just like thinking too much about it, and I would click him way too often in the early running.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get. I have like 6 drafts left, and I can tell you I'm not clicking Sexton in any of them.
Okay, because I was curious if you were just like, no, you don't understand, dude. Clarkson's getting moved. Sexton's part of the future.
Well, that's the thing. I really think he could be. They could just be like, and some sites have been projected to play all the way through the playoffs, and I think but now I don't think that they're correct about that.
I don't think so either. We already have the blueprint of them not doing that, you know?
Okay, we're next. We gotta get we get a guard.
So for the guard position, we see Drew. I got my favorite Utah guard.
Keontae? Let's do Keontae.
Yeah,
definitely.
Hell yeah. I love Keontae.
Yeah, I love taking upside swings. Even if it is kind of early for an upside swing, it's still something I like to do.
Yeah, I know. I like it too. I also think like his minutes are pretty secure, even if like he's still going to play 28 to 32 minutes, even if they don't make any moves. But when they do make moves, like he's not good enough to affect them tanking, which that's what I like. Exactly.
And he showed in Summer League he's not afraid to take 30 shots. So
right.
Even if he's only scoring 30 points on 30 shots.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He hasn't become efficient yet. He's fun, not efficient.
Exactly. I like fun guys.
Yeah. Did you do any of the playoff best ball? I feel like we've talked.
Oh, I'm so bad at it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not. The thing is, like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm really in on this. I got really in on the Clippers.
Yeah. Oh, tough.
I was drafting early, but I think I did. They had 2 playoff contests, right? Like an early one and or am I tripping?
I think they had did they have a cheap one and like the $3 one and the $10 one or something like that?
I feel like they had like a way too early.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Like maybe they just launched it early, but I definitely got in on the early stuff and had so many like Clipper shares, and I don't know what I was doing, man. Kawhi never plays.
The Clippers one was tough, man. That was the tough. I have had this problem in the playoffs for the last 2 years where I advance about 45 to 50% of my lineups from round 1 to round 2.
Yeah.
And then something like nuclear bombs me in the next round. And last year it was like if the Nuggets had beaten the Timberwolves, I would have been set up to crush, and they lose Game 7, and I just got
that was harsh. That really was harsh. I was really T-Wolves. I was out on Luka and the Mavs.
Yeah.
I was really
what I was doing with the Mavs is I was either fading them completely or doing 4-man stacks. So I had a few of those like still alive, but I had so much Denver because I ran so hot with the 101. So I had so much Jokic And then I had all of this Denver Knicks, Denver Pacers stuff. So it really looked like I was a genius. I was like, oh, either way, I've got 2 teams in the conference finals, and then Denver shit the bed.
Yeah. I was drafting the reason why Kristaps and JB were so high up and they were like on the turn, like the round 1 turn, is because in the early contest they were pretty far down, and I was just anytime I didn't get a Tatum pick, I was just taking them, and then it brought me way up, and I was like, whatever.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I did that.
Yeah. Are you in the football streets too? Did you do any of the NFL best ball, or do you stick to basketball?
I think I spent like $600 on NFL best ball, and I'll probably get like 0 back because I'm just not good.
I know. I feel you. I feel you.
It's just like I can't draft NBA, so I have this like itch to draft, and I'm like, oh, I'll fire off a football today, and then I end up finding like football drafts. And like, what am I even doing?
Oh, that's great. All right.
Also,
so
this year they launched the contest for NBA way before, like a month before I thought they would. I thought they were going to wait for the summer league to end, and they did it during the NBA finals, which I thought was nuts.
Yeah, I wonder. I think they weren't. They felt like they didn't post it early enough last year, so they were reacting to that. All right. So where are we at here? We think we've got 3 guards in Ja, Cade, and Keontae, 4 wings in Tatum, Paul George, Denny, and Trey, and then we've got 2 bigs in Triple J and Durden. You want me to scroll a little bit? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Maybe I like Andrew Wiggins, Herb Jones, but I like Monk as well.
Let's okay, so Wiggins just went.
If we already have Murphy, if we're really making that bet, I don't think it's the worst thing to
go Herb.
I think either way, honestly, it's either we're right or we're really wrong.
Let's do it. Let's gamble with this one. Let's go super upside, because then we're I think I was leaning Monk there, but I do like the idea of if Ingram really does get moved, and now we're getting like Trey Murphy and Herb Jones both probably like 15 picks later than they should have gone.
And I don't feel like Herb gets the respect that he deserves. He was on my winning team as well, and he contributed pretty big. I used 400 plus points of his, so
that's great. I mean, he does have like spike week capabilities, because we've seen him have those like 7 stock games.
The 7 steal game. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Also, this is the point. This is a good counter to what we were saying. We've now taken 2 guys on the Pelicans that have a shit playoff schedule. So that is a good counter.
Yeah, it's not ideal. That's for sure, my friend.
Although the good news is, I mean, that we're most likely not using both of these guys. Like the fact that we have Tatum, Paul George, and Denny, it's not like we're relying on those guys.
Yeah, and we're probably done at wing for the most part. Almost entirely. We might like end it off with like some random guy like upsides very end with like a Jalen Wilson, Precious Achiuwa, somebody like that. But
well, I was gonna say maybe this is a Jalen Wilson draft, because I haven't had him, and I know you drafted him in the last one we did with TST, and we were like, whoa, Jalen Wilson. So maybe we need a little Jalen Wilson.
Man, I really wanted Monk to fall.
Yeah, I was hoping to.
I think we need a guard.
So I see Dante. We got Russ, Tyus Jones, Suggs.
Suggs has a terrible playoff schedule, but I think he has the most upside.
Which guy? Say that again.
Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, that's my favorite of this round. I love Tyus Jones too. Like I'm pro Tyus Jones.
We took wings where I don't usually take them, because usually I already have 3, and so I'm able to smash a lot of those guards that everybody else ate up.
Right. All right, there we go. Some Jalen Suggs here.
I gotta say, if people listening, it's a lot harder to stream and draft than it is to just draft.
Well, yeah, it's because I'm asking you questions and you're not looking. It's not on your screen. That's tough.
Yeah, I can't really see the board, only what you show me. So
yeah. Here, let me go back to the board here. So right now we're at Tatum, Ja Morant, Paul George, Cade, Triple J, Denny, Duren, Trey Murphy, Keontae, Herb Jones, and Suggs. I was going to say, do you have a favorite like 16th round pick that you've been clicking, or do you do like a good job of spreading that out?
It was Banton for a while, but I know that I know you're gonna have Bynfor on here pretty soon, and he's kind of talked me off that ledge recently.
What was his take on Beimfohr?
I know.
I mean, I'm sorry, on Banton. What was Beimfohr's take on Banton?
He's not likely to get the run that he got last year because of, they might have those fluke injuries, but I think they're still going to run a lot of Scoot, and Sharp wasn't there was the main thing.
That makes sense. The Sharp is a big piece.
Got the abdomen issue, so.
Can we bet on this now, Shaedon Sharp to win the dunk contest this year? I'm ready for it.
He was going to be in it, and he pulled out, and I feel like I don't know the real reason behind it, but I was hearing something about like he wasn't wanted in there, kind of.
No, you want to know the real reason? I actually have inside sources of the Portland Trail Blazers. He was not invited to the rookie sophomore game. And he's like, you're not going to put me in the game. I'm not doing your dunk contest. So he pulled out of the dunk contest.
That makes a lot of sense. I would feel the same way.
Me too. Also, why was he not in the rookie sophomore game? That's insane.
Yeah, I feel like I can't remember who was in the games to really say who he should have been there over, but yeah.
Yeah.
And was that his rookies? It was his sophomore season that happened, right?
It wasn't last year. It was the
rookie. Okay, his rookie.
Yeah, because it was in Salt Lake City. It was Salt Lake City because I was there for the I was there doing that dunk contest video.
So I gotta say, Enmo's team, he has a lot of the guys that I draft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mark Williams is one of those that I know you love that I've been.
Okay, well, listen, I'm just glad you're here because I needed somebody that was pro Mark Williams because I get dunked on every time.
Out there. I think it's you and I, and we're walking hand in hand in that one, and that's it. Nobody else.
God, like I know he's probably gonna get hurt, but if he plays, he's very good.
Yeah, back issues on a big kind of scare me, but I've been trying to not bake that in too much when I draft guys a little later in the drafts. Obviously, with your first round pick, taking Embiid is, but taking AD was scary last year, and it somehow worked out.
What I keep telling myself is that's already baked into his draft, his ADP.
It is 100%. Otherwise, it'd be like the number 3 pick, 4.
Yeah. Somewhere. Yeah, 3 or 4. No, I meant Mark Williams. Oh
shit. My bad.
All right. So do you want to fire off another guard here? I see Dante's still
here.
Yeah. Tyus Jones.
As much as I said I don't want to click KPJ, every time
I'm here for it. That's the right pick.
Yeah.
You could have, if we needed a wing there, I'm still very high on Bilal Coulibaly, but we don't need a wing.
I don't know what his fantasy game is like. I didn't really follow him enough to understand it.
I think he's good.
Back taking Neesmith is such a ETR thing to do.
Yeah.
And like I have a bunch of Neesmith, but I got him, a while ago, and I kind of cooled off on him because I know all the ETR drafters are going to take him as much as they can. It's his schedule. It's the schedule. I prefer Jarris Walker but he's not going to get any run probably. So.
No, but I like that as a dart throw at the end. Like that is a fun 16th round pick there.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We got a request here for some Trace Jackson Davis combo. Do you have any takes on?
Yeah, I'm a Warriors fan, bro. Let's go. Even if and I drafted him last year when he was not being drafted. So.
All right. So you like his role this year? You think he's safe?
I don't think it's as safe as I'd like it to be. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna take Draymond punching somebody for him to get a lot of big run, something like that. But I do think that in limited minutes he can still produce really well. But I just think there's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah,
it's like the end of the draft goes.
It's
a good role. If it expands even a little bit, we're doing good. But that's another guy, John Isaac. Oh,
I love John. Like that to me is a fun pick at the end because again, Herb Jones adjacent where you don't need him to do too much offensively to get there.
Exactly. He can give you like 10 stocks in a game.
Exactly. That's kind of the Bilal Coulibaly game is similar to that, where it's just like a hustle defense guy. All right, so we're at a 5.52 build here.
I have 1,000,000% Kessler, but I'm still down to take him.
Yeah, I don't have any Kessler, I don't think, or like 1 or 2 shares. So I'm fine with Walker Kessler there. Also, 10 picks behind ADP. I think people are scared of Walker Kessler because of what happened last year. I think he's going to have a bigger role than he did last year. I don't know. He was coming back from injury.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I buy into uncertainty this late in the draft. And it's like, that is, the same as what we were talking about with John Isaac, where those stocks and the rebound.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for him to get there.
His offensive game is kind of sad, though.
It is. It's put back only.
Yeah, exactly.
Put back only. Although, listen, hey, we got a little two-man tank game with Keontae George throwing lobs to Walker Kessler when the Jazz are 18 and 42.
What is that? What do they call that? There's a name for it. I don't know.
Is there?
I think you just said it in the two-man game. Maybe I'm just overthinking, but but it's like, you get points from both of them at the same time. It's always nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So Noah Clowney, I think, is a really good click.
Yeah, I feel like he's somebody you're overweight on, right? I feel like, or at least when the drafts that I've been in, I've seen you take him.
Well, I'd take him at like where people are taking Taylor Hendricks. I think you're making the same bet with those two, in my opinion. Not everybody thinks the way Taylor Hendricks has a little more steam, but I like Clowney a lot, and I think that get to the tank season, if Day'Ron Sharpe is not there, Clowney is going to have major upside.
Yeah, you know what's funny with Clowney and Hendricks is another example. I really like those guys in rounds 15 and 16. When they started going in 13, I started getting in 14. I got a little bit like hesitant with it, but maybe that's just my brain not adjusting to the ADP shifting because it feels weird to take Taylor Hendricks when there's still like 40 other guys that are getting drafted.
A lot of the times I just don't know what to do, and I end up clicking Clowney because I'm just like 5 games in the playoffs one of those weeks. Probably why he chose Clowney and Bub, because they both have game weeks, and he knows I like them.
Yeah, I love Bub. I'm pro Bub. Zach. Oh, hold on, we're on the clock.
Andrew Nembhard, if he's there.
Yes, that's who I want.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think in the first like 20 drafts I did, I got him pretty much as I could.
Yeah, I'm pro Nembhard, especially, and his ADP is not moving that much. Like I know it has shifted a little bit because of the playoff schedule, but I love Nembhard.
I think maybe people are afraid that with Benedict Mathurin coming back and being in the fold, but they just paid him when they didn't have to. They literally went out of their way to extend him.
Also, I think maybe this is crazy because Neesmith is like a excellent defender. I feel like Mathurin might impact his minutes a little bit more than they do.
I didn't really think about that. I just think they have so many guys. They kind of remind me of Houston.
Yeah, that's Houston on speed in the way that they play. But
yeah, really though. Also, that speed really helps a lot with our fantasy production.
Yeah, I know
Pacers have such good pace, but it's what's.
Are you clicking Obi Toppin at all? That's like the one pacer I refuse to click.
So I clicked him so much last year, and then the first game, his pick'em was set at like 9 points, and I don't think he hit it, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, I regretted it all year after that. So no, and I think Bohan is kind of like an early season production potentially that Rorschach just picked up. Rorschach, I don't like drafting with him. He literally just takes every player that is after ADP for the most part. He doesn't make any actual judgment calls.
As Peter Overzet would call him, value hound. I believe he's a value
I was going to say it, but yeah, but like not in a fun way at all. Probably just pisses me off because I think someone's going to come back to me, and if he's next to me, I know he's not coming back.
He's gone. Like, he's gone.
I think that's more so what it is. I'm just mad.
Are you trying to get one more? So we have 3 bigs here. You happy with big?
Yeah, I don't want to get a 4th big.
Okay, that's
that anymore after TST came on.
Yeah. So we have guards and wings left. I'm seeing.
I think we need to scroll down a little bit. IO is okay. See, once we get here, I want to know what your thoughts are here. I would probably get McConnell because I'm really sure on the Nembhard thing.
Yeah, I'm happy with TJ McConnell. I think TJ is somebody who has a decent floor with some like handcuff insurance. I know we don't have Halliburton, but if the idea of like Hallie missing some games, which he has done almost every single year that he's been in the league. Right. So, and now we have both of their producing guards that, like I
Did
like
you
that a
see
lot.
he was just on he was on WWE, one of their.
That was a great jab at Orlando. Like I actually
Yeah,
don't think I think some people might say that's corny. I actually thought that was like pretty good showmanship performance, like
yeah,
too,
and like
because it
if
didn't
it's
seem
corny, that's
planned.
what the wrestling corny. That's wrestling. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like as campy as can be. Like I grew
Yeah.
up a big Jeff Hardy fan. Probably why I have fucking red hair. Like I was really about it when I was a kid.
Matty Harrison informing us that Underdog Money MIV takes Sadiq Bey as his second wing. So I'm gonna wait until after the 16th round and we can review some lineups, and then hopefully Numi and Hope Bishop don't see this and they don't cancel it.
Yeah, for real. I feel like Numi had the opportunity to correct some of these positional issues, like some of these, like Jalen Williams being a guard and not a wing, those type of things. And I feel like
I think
he didn't.
he brought it when it first came up. He brought it. He explained how it was done because I was surprised. Who was it? There was somebody else that moved from wing to big, or from Trace
Zion.
Jackson. Oh yeah, but it was Trace Jackson Davis being a wing. I thought was weird. And I
So
was like,
here's my
oh
thing: you can go on Basketball Monster and you can see like which position they're at the most. You can see like 65% of their minutes are spent at power forward and
yeah,
25 at, and then only 15 are spent at big. And then you look on Underdog and that guy's a fucking big. So they
yeah.
can they want, but it's not what is happening.
Yeah. I remember. I'll have to go back and look through my messages because I remember
Oh my
saying
god,
something.
Enmo, if you click Lonzo Ball again, we're not friends anymore just because that's the worst pick you can make.
No, Lonzo's done. I did it in the 16th round with my first draft, and then I don't
Early
think I
on, I
did it
seen
again.
it. Yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah, because I
I
was
think
like,
I went onto your Discord and I was just like, hey, everybody, don't do that. And then I think the next draft, like 2 or 3 drafts later, I clicked on Kristaps and I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
yeah.
Precious just
Oh,
I like Precious a lot. I was kind of trying to go there next.
yeah, I love the Precious one too. Yeah,
Let's see who's available. Clinging this late makes you almost want to click him, but I don't think we should. I think I'll let you make the call. I can't really see anybody
sorry,
that's standing.
my mic cut out for a second. Let's grab another wing here. I kind of let's get Jalen Wilson. Let's get your guy Jalen
Yeah.
Wilson.
All right, cool. I like that 5 games in the playoffs that week is going to be nice.
The other one I was gonna do was Brandon Clark. That was the other one. I don't mind him at the end.
I'm scared of drafting Brandon Clark. They have so many bigs now that they drafted Edie. They have Aldama, who they like as a stretch big.
That's true. They do have Santee still there.
Dyson Daniels, I always want to click him, and I have I think I'm maybe overexposed on him, but
Mm.
looking at projections lately, and they don't really like him.
I think if I knew Bogdan was going to get traded, I'd be way more in on Dyson. And that doesn't mean Dyson's not going to play, but Bogey is going to be more of the usage guy between those two.
I have quite a bit of Bogey actually. I wasn't super in on him, but Gallagher from ETR was taking him a lot, and then I did a little bit of research, and he's a good click.
Yeah. All right. There we go. What I'm going to do here is pull up, instead of doing a second draft, since this one did go like a full hour, we'll call it a one draft. But I want to go through some of these teams here and maybe get your thoughts on them.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to stop sharing screen here just for a second. And once this one finishes, there we go. Pull this up and then we'll share screen one more time. Then we can go through this for a little bit. Let's see. Wow, it's light mode. What the fuck? How did it switch to light mode?
Whoa.
That's so weird.
That is weird. I've not seen that.
Wait, hold on. Let me try that again.
The guy in the 1 slot has really good players, but I just don't like. He needs Amen to immediately be really good.
Okay, here we go. All right, let's look at this, and I'll rattle off some names here, and then you tell me how you feel about the roster here. So
Nick's roster.
Say that again.
Nick's roster is really fire.
Yeah, let's start with Dargo. You mentioned it. So we got Wemby Şengün, 2 big start. Then LaMelo, Kuzma, Kyrie, Amen Thompson, MPJ, Jeremy Grant, Hero, Lively, Clay, Patty Will, Matherin, Caruso, Obi, Jovic. I think it's just really hard to come back from your first 2 picks being bigs.
One thing I will say about Nick's team is like when you get down to the end, don't make the click that just gives you guaranteed production. You already have that at the top, my friend. You don't.
Wait, which pick are you talking
Smart.
about? So,
Marcus
he
Smart
ready?
and,
Hold on, ready for
Tyler.
this?
Yeah.
Nick, where is it? Fuck. He said, oh, where is it? He's got some. Oh, damn! Lost service and auto drafted Smart.
My bad. I'm sorry for them saying.
No, that's okay. You didn't know. But I agree with you. I like Marcus Smart makes sense if you're like, well, I know he's going to play, but you already drafted a bunch of guys that you know are going to play, so you're looking for like moonshots here, right?
But the way his team shaped up in the early running looks a lot like a lot of my teams, where it's like you have your hero big, you have 3 wings with a hero guard, and then with either Vassell or RJ, actually got both, which was like.
And then you got Simons, who we talked about, and then Risache, which is an example of what you were talking about, right? Like when we're drafting that late, you're looking for some upside guys. And Risache, is going to play a ton. We don't know what his production is going to look like, but at least he's going to be out there. And then Isaac. Yeah, Isaac similarly. And then Bones Highland, that's another one. That's like, if Kevin Porter Jr. doesn't work out, you know who does? Bones Highland.
Yeah, exactly. I see. I get it. His team makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, let's look at Weisberg here, who was in the chat saying he liked this one. So he started Luka, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker. Then he gets Mikal Bridges, Cat as his first pick here.
As soon as he went Mikal, I was like, nah, this is
but I was looking I guess he did take Mikal over. Oh, Kuzma, wow, he did over Jimmy and Kuzma. Okay. Yeah, that is.
I would even take Ingram over Mikal I just don't think Mikal he's gonna be producing closer to what like Aaron Gordon gives you.
So I was talking to Dave Dufour, and he was talking a little bit about Mikal maybe running the second or like doing a little bit more of the offensive facilitating in the second unit. That got me a little bit more intrigued, but I'm still taking Kuz and Jimmy before him, I think.
Yeah, I have one Mikal click, and it was like at 55, I think.
55. Wow. And then, all right. So Cat, Jalen Green. I like I'm not clicking Jalen Green, but it's 69. I'm fine with that.
No, at 69, I think he's perfectly fine there.
Yeah.
I have like 2 shares of Green, and one was like at 69, and the other one was kind of like I just don't have him, so I clicked him, and I felt bad about it.
Yeah. Then I like Keegan here at 76. I'm still a fan of Keegan. And then Pajemski, PJ Washington, Hartenstein there, Monk, Koulibaly, we mentioned earlier, Draymond Green, and then went Khalil Ware, Reed Shepherd, and Donovan Clingan. So I like that. Again, these are moonshots down here. Khalil Ware, Reed Shepherd, and Clingan, just like seeing what you're
going to get. With Reed Shepherd, I think his summer league looks amazing.
Awesome.
I really like the way he pins people on his hip and kind of forces his shot to come off a little bit. Like before you think he's even going to shoot it, he's already shot the ball.
Right. I like too that he is going to just like run into some steals too.
Like, dude, that guy, that's what he does.
Yeah. So that's where I like the upside in him.
But I don't click him much though because of the congestion over there in Houston.
Yeah. He's going to fall. All right, let's look at the guy who might kill this draft. So we got Sabonis, James Harden, Zion, Vooch. So 3 of his 4 picks, first 4 bigs. Then Brogdon, DeAnthony Melton, but then kind of rights the ship with Scoot, Trace Jackson Davis, Colin Sexton, Naz Reid, Dennis Schroeder, Chris Paul.
Did he just start timing out on all those players though at that point?
But even if he timed out, that means his ranks have them up there.
Well, maybe he doesn't have ranks.
Yeah, but then it would have just taken next best ADP.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that what happened after, like, because he did the goofy shit where he took like.
But Brogdon is no way he has Brogdon ranked or like the ADP is Brogdon higher than these guys, you know?
No, I'm saying at some point though he just kind of stopped drafting. It seems like maybe.
Oh yeah, down here, yes, because that is what it looks like the rest of the way. So guys, this actually might not get canceled.
Yeah, I mean, usually when it's just one player doing some silly shit, it's like it may or may not. But if they find out that this one player is maybe like this person's location is really close to
Matty Harrison, maybe he's too close to Matty Harrison. Let's look at I know and Mostardom is in the chat, so we got Scotty Barnes, Halliburton, Dame, Miles Bridges. I like this start. And then he goes,
really good.
Yeah. Cam
I just don't
Thomas.
like the Miles Turner pick. I think where he took, I don't know where he could have changed it up exactly, but I think I like getting a big before Miles Turner.
Mhm.
Miles had like almost no spike weeks last
I
season.
know. I
And I
also am okay, like, if you don't right, if he doesn't take Miles Turner there and he takes a different guard or a wing, I don't mind Zubac being your first big and then figuring out from there.
I don't mind that either. Also, I think Jovel for the regular season is going to be useful.
At
Not for
least
the
the first half of the year for sure.
yeah. He could have playing on maybe Edie, but he also took Sohan, and I was trying to not talk about Sohan so that we could.
Yeah. I
But
like Sohan, Sharp, Mark Williams, Taylor Hendricks, Clowney, Bub. These are all our guys.
yeah, he got a lot of the guys that I like drafting.
And Artem is letting us know in the chat it was for the playoffs. That's why he targeted Miles Turner. So that
Oh
was
no, I know. Trust me, I know why he did it.
and then we got Matty Harrison here from the 11 hole here. This is unless is Stevie Ball game in the chat too, because I'll go over this one as well.
I don't know. I see him a lot though.
Yeah, me too. But Matty Harrison went.
He took Chet. I've actually taken Sengun where he took Chet a few times.
Yeah, that's too early for Chet.
I like Chet in the 30s.
Yes, that's where he should be. That's what his ADP at 19 was crazy.
Well, because we knew that they were going to try to bring in Hartenstein. We didn't know if they would actually bring him in. So in the early drafts, I did get a little bit of Chet. And if we're looking at playoffs, Chet and Wemby actually they ping pong 4 and 3 game weeks.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's look at Matty. So he goes Ant-Man, Paulo, and then Maxey, Brandon Miller, Tobias Harris, Desmond Bain. There's Jaquez at 83, Levine, Jonas, Jaden Ivey. Then he goes Stephon Castle, Tari Eason, Brolo, Okongwu. He like legally required to take Ron Holland as a Detroit Pistons fan.
Is he the guy that always takes? Yeah, he always takes Ron Holland.
Yeah, baby, Detroit, baby, and then Grayson Allen there at the end.
Well, he must like our team then.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We got Duran and we got Cade.
And Cade.
This is a fun one, man. This is really fun.
Yeah, dude, we'll have to get you back on, do this one more time before the start of the season if you're down for it. Would love to do it again with you, man.
I'm kind of too down.
All right. Well, we'll call it there. Appreciate everybody for hanging out and drafting with us. Hope you guys had a good time. Shout out to Clint. You have anything to plug? Where should they follow you? Where should they find you?
No, don't look for me. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, if you guys want to, I think if anything, I do have Twitter and I use it, but mostly you find me in the Spike Week Discord for best ball. I think that's a great place for just to bounce ideas off each other and things like that. Shouts out Spike. Shouts out Hacker at Spike Week who's making all the tools.
There we go.
I think if you don't have Spike Week, you should probably get it.
Yeah, Spike Week's great. And shout out.
I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm just saying, like that's a great site.
Which is a good reminder that I'll be going on Spike Week on Wednesday to chat with Eric and do a draft, and then the following Wednesday he's going to come on here and do that. So
if he tries to convince you to go 0 wing, man, I'm gonna be mad.
No, I did that with TST, and it felt terrible. It felt terrible the whole way. I feel strong. Like listen. I know that's going to be like 70% of the builds. I want 3 wings in the first 5 picks.
Yep, and that's how I feel too. And sometimes I literally go 3 wings and 2 bigs, and then start with the guards.
Yeah, and like your first guard
when I'm drafting. That's when I'm drafting in the early running. But like now that we're at this point with the ADPs, and you can't get quickly in the 70s anymore.
No, he jumped up like
25
spots. Crazy.
Had to change the way I draft a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Adam, dude, thank you so much for coming on, man. We'll definitely do this again before the start of the season. And for everybody else, hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on Monday with the return of the NBA bit. We're out of here.
Appreciate you guys.
See you guys.